Hey everybody, welcome to the Mountain Gamer. Today I'm taking a look at Legendary Encounters Alien and two small variants that me and my group have come up with to, have more fun with the game. Now let me just say I love this game. I love the system. We played the heck out of it. Probably played it 30 times. Even one time we played Alien 1, 2, 3, 4 back to back in the same sitting. That's how much we love the game. That being said, when we first started playing the game, we had some problems because, the game can sometimes be very hard, very punishing. And one of the bad things that happens is there is player elimination. So you'll be, you convince people to come over to your house, you play for an hour and a half, and then Jenny dies. And then we keep playing. That's kind of a bummer. And not only is it a bummer for, Jenny, who's got to go eat potato chips and wait for us, but it's also a bummer because us three that continue playing, the game is way too hard now because we're missing a player. Like, the game doesn't scale back down when somebody leaves. So even though you're still 3 players playing and all that, the monsters don't scale down, so your attacks aren't as good. Anyway, so it makes the game even more difficult, and then you just end up probably losing, right? So as we were playing after, 2, 3, 4 games, we were like, okay, couldn't there be a way to just bring somebody back to life? Anyway, here's 2 little tweaks that you can play around with to make the game a tiny bit easier and just overall more fun. Let me show you how that works. Okay, so here's the first variant, which requires no extra components. Basically what's going to happen is, let's say I'm the gunner here and I'm just about to die. I draw a new strike, and of course I'm way over the limit. So when you die, firstly what you're going to do is take away all those strikes. You will get rid of your avatar and your roll card. So that's out of the game, you're dead. Next you're going to shuffle your draw pile and your discard pile together, and you will randomly kill off 5 cards. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a lot of expensive stuff has been killed. So that's out. Now, you can't play until somebody else revives you. How does that work? Well, on someone else's turn, let's say it's Timmy's turn, and Timmy can spend 5 recruit to bring you back to life. So 5 recruit, expensive, yes, but now you can come back to life. So what you're going to do is go get a new avatar and a new roll card, and you'll shuffle all this together. And then when it comes back to your turn around the table, then you can draw your 6 cards and continue playing. That's it. And it works really, and it doesn't throw the balance off too much. It's just about, you can keep playing. You can just keep playing. And sometimes we've had situations like one person dies, then I work really hard to bring you back to life, but then I die and then somebody else tries to bring me back to life. And you spend so much time trying to bring people back to life that the game itself just ends up kicking your butt. So sometimes it works out for you, sometimes it doesn't, but the important thing is people can keep playing. The other way to do this, because after a while I got crazy and started, deciding I wanted to make cards, I made these cards here. Med packs. They're all the same. I usually seed them into those mini decks for the hive. So, objective 1, objective 2, objective 3, or you can do whatever you want with that. Set it up any way you want. The way it does is these are going to show up face down in the game, and when you scan them, it'll say complex. So if it was revealed in the complex up there, the active player acquires this card for free. Cool. If it was revealed in the combat zone, you actually put this in operations, and the card now costs $4 to buy. So what does this do? Well, you can use this. It says right here, it says when the card is later played, bring 1 dead player back to life, basically in the same way that we just did. So if I was to play this later on, I could say, okay, Jenny, you died, so you can come back to life. So Jenny would have killed off her avatar and her roll. She would have killed off 5 cards, and she would be just like waiting for me to play this thing. Well, then I can play this thing. Jenny comes back, she gets a new roll, a new avatar, and she keeps playing. And when it's been played, see it says after use, put in operations, where the card can be acquired for 4 recruit points. So I play this, somebody comes back to life, and I put it in operations. And later, we can still buy it. Now you can do that, or you can do heal any 3 strikes. Now around the table, you could play this and heal 3 strikes. I could say, okay, I'm playing this, Jenny, you heal 1 strike, and Yannick, you heal 2 strikes. And then it's done, and we put it in operations. And that's it. So you see those in the mini decks. They're gonna, they're gonna come back, you're gonna put them there, people are gonna buy them, they're gonna circulate throughout the whole game. And I mean, yes, it makes the game a little bit easier, but that's the whole thing, right? I mean, if you want to bring people back to life, you want to make the game easier. So there you go, enjoy. Now you're all probably aware of this, but in the legendary game, there are these blank cards that are blue on one side, black on the other. And well, if you sleeve them, it becomes then very easy to just print anything out on cheap paper, slide them in there, basically giving you some custom cards to fool around with. I've actually made a whole bunch of custom cards. I did actually 2 expansions, 2 full expansions, which I call Alien 5 and Alien 6. And I'll probably shoot a playthrough of one of these in the future, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, so there you go. So let's talk about this a little bit. That first variant, the one where it's just somebody paying 5 recruits to bring somebody back to life. It doesn't unbalance the game really that much, and more than anything, it gives the dead player hope that they can come back. Even when they are dead, they're still, at the table just waiting for Steve to, get those $5 to bring me back to life. So it does keep everyone engaged. And when you are back, well then, yeah, you're back, but you're a little bit, weak and limpy because you got rid of 5 cards, remember? And sometimes, man, you get rid of some expensive stuff and you're like, oh. So there is that little stressful moment when you're being brought back and you're like, I'm trashing 5 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope I didn't get rid of that number. Ah, man, I got rid of the number 8 card or the $8 card that I bought. Crap, So you still live that little drama even when you're dying and when you're coming back. I don't know. So for us, it worked. For a very long while, we played it that way. The other one, the one with the med packs, kind of the same way. I should mention, I didn't say this in the video, but when you play with the med packs, if you play it to bring somebody back to life, you don't pay the $5, right? You just play the med pack and that's it. And then the med pack goes away and you can buy it back. Still, doesn't really unbalance the game because, I mean, there's 3 in the whole game and they're separated into 3 mini decks, right? You might never even see the 3rd one because if it's at the bottom of the last deck, probably never see it. So, I mean, you still have to, find the card, put it in the discard pile, have it cycle, and then play it. And not only that, when you play it, somebody has to be dead. So there's a lot of ifs and, a big if checklist before you can actually play this thing to its full effect. So it's not like people are just dying left and right and you're bringing them back to life. It's nothing like that. So anyway, as you know, the game is pretty random, right? It can be very hard or sometimes very breezy. Well, the same thing with those med packs. I mean, sometimes you won't even use them in a game, right? Or you'll use them once to cure like 3 wounds or something. And sometimes the game goes horrible and you're like, please, will I have the med pack this turn? It's like, yes, okay, I'll bring you back to life now, But even then, when you come back to life, you're still trashing those 5 cards and you're coming back all wounded and stuff and you're not as strong as you used to be. So, I don't know, for us it works. And we never play without the med packs anymore. We always play with the med packs, even with new players. So anyway, I put the files in the description if you want to have a look at that, if you want to tweak it, whatever. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you on the next one.
And if you want some more videos, YouTube thinks you might like the one on the left. I personally think you might enjoy the one on the right. And if you want to make sure to never miss any of my videos, I would ask you to click the middle button here to, of course, subscribe.
How do you like my wood? Oh, that didn't sound right at all.